What's good, YouTube? RJ back again with another video, and today we're gonna bust out the Adidas Harden Volume 4. Before we break down the shoes or go any further, I know some of you like to take a look at the box. Top of the box has the Harden logo, backside, homeboy's name. There's your box tag right there. A few Adidas logos all around the box. Nothing really special outside of that though. And that's that. I also have to note before I break them down that I no longer play ball. I grew up playing ball. Basketball is was like my love growing up. I love basketball more than any other sport, and I still do as far as like spectating, watching, all of that. But I don't play anymore, so I'm not gonna necessarily give you like a performance review. I'm just gonna break down materials, give you guys a comfort, price point, that sort of thing. And then if you are into performance reviews and you don't know who Nightwing is, go check him out. He's the best when it comes to like basketball breakdown, performance, all that sort of stuff. So don't rely on me for that, maybe someday, but as of right now, I'm just gonna break down materials, give you guys a good look at the shoe, give you my opinions, thoughts, feedback, stuff like that, and we'll just leave it at that. So without further ado, the Harden Volume 4 in the light pink colorway, and I snagged these because they just pop. I wanted to review this shoe, and out of all of them that I've seen this far, other than the OG black colorway with the red and blue hits, this was definitely an eye catcher. So here they are. Let's talk about them. All right, so obviously what you see is a bubblegum looking pink shoe, but there's a ton going on. So we'll start on the toe cap as we always do. You've got suede nubuck right around the toe box right there. It is extra durable. Obviously it is a basketball shoe, it is a performance shoe, so it is gonna give you, there's gonna be a lot of reinforcements and a lot of thicker quality materials when it comes to the shoe, you know, versus the stuff that we're used to looking at, running shoes, minimalist shoes. So everything on here is a little bit thicker, a little more heavyweight, and a lot more durable. So like I said, suede nubuck around the toe box. Beneath that, you've got some lightweight mesh, big openings in those mesh holes, and then obviously it's backed with more material, so your foot's not gonna break through that. Underneath feels like kind of like nylon backing underneath that netting or underneath that mesh. Moving up, we typically go right to these laces. These came with one set of laces, and they are same bubblegum pink flavor, color, my bad. Lace tips, aglet, also like a rose gold kind of hit on them. They do have a color to them. They are metal, and the tips of them, they aren't capped off. They're just like, you know, like a regular lace aglet, but they are metal. So just a little cool accent that Adidas threw on there for us. Beneath there, you've got the 3 stripes. Typically the same 3 stripes that you're seeing on all the Harden gear since the Volume 1s and all of his original gear that dropped with them. Same mesh as well that we saw on the toe box. Back of the tongue, really thick, really loose tongue, and it is connected about 3/4 of the way down, and it's connected to the mesh right around the toe box right here. Beneath the laces, we do have like a full cage, I guess, for lack of better words, that wraps from the midsole side to side, both lateral and medial. And that's just, you know, extra, locks the foot into the shoe, little extra right there. And it's elasticy, but doesn't have a whole lot of give. So it's kind of elastic in the middle, and then it's threaded throughout, so it's not gonna have a lot of pull. So it definitely will lock your foot in, you know, when you're actually playing ball. On the outer portion of the shoe right here, we do have another accent cage-like feature, which actually is the lacing system, and that's kind of like a metallic pink on this particular colorway. And it's looks to be made out of leather of some sort. And then I do always like to hit the top lace hole is metal reinforced. And on the opposite side, you've got more of a matte pink finish, same leather material, little thicker though, all the way down to the midsole, and same metal reinforced lace hole up top. And I guess you could play with the laces if you want to. There's a few extra holes down low. You could play with the laces. All the way laced up, there's not a whole lot of lace left. So that is something to keep in mind. You know, if you're just sporting these shoes, you know, just casually, The laces do kind of sit right there. I kind of just hit them with a little bit of a loop tie at the end right there, and they just kind of set and did their thing. But you could snug these up, and if you wanted them really tight and there was a little too much extra lace, you could use one of these extra holes right there if you needed to. Also, another thing to note on is right beneath this leather piece right here, there is a little tiny tag hanging off that says volume 4. And for those of you not familiar with the Harden line, everything has been volumes up till now. So obviously this is the 4th iteration. This is the 4th Harden shoe, thus deemed the volume 4. Headed back to the back panel of the shoe, all around the ankle, you've got the same suede hits that we had on the toe box, but that wraps all the way from ankle to ankle and all the way on the back panel of the shoe. Right beneath that, you've got the rose gold Harden logo right there, little circular motion. And then from, I guess the bottom of the heel wrapped all the way around, right around that Harden logo, you do have a little bit of a Harden plastic counter just to lock the foot in a bit more and probably give the shoe a little bit more durability and stability when you're actually playing ball. Right here on the back portion, hopefully the camera picks it up, it does say designed with James Harden etched into that plastic piece right there. So little cool thing to note, the insole is glued in at the front portion. Well, it felt like it was glued in, but it might've just been stuck a little bit. You got the pink Harden logo right there on the heel. And then the bottom, honestly, this resembles very much so an Ultra Boost insole. Very, very similar. One thing to note is this shoe is, I believe, the first Harden shoe to not have Boost in it. Other than pricing, I'm not exactly sure why James would have chosen to do that. I do know that Damian Lillard has always told Adidas that he didn't want Boost in his shoe because he wanted to keep the price point down for his fans and you know, just kids who actually play ball to be able to afford his shoe. These are priced right around 130 USD. So I think his old shoes were probably right around 180, if not a little more, you know, especially like the Black History Months and stuff like that, where there's the added price on them. These are a bit more affordable and easier to cop, you know, especially when it comes to your children or something playing ball. It is an easier shoe to grab for, you know, just north of $100. So that is something to keep in mind. I will touch again on price just later on. Wanted to hit on that real quick. Now headed down to the midsole, I did mention that these shoes do not include any Boost at all, what we've been used to on the Harden line. Instead, they have what is being called Light Strike, a technology by Adidas. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is one of the first shoes to feature the Light Strike. And it's a very foamy, cushiony material. Definitely a lot of give, a lot of cushion. You can see right there on the inner part of the shoe, it does say Light Strike etched in, very much like the back portion of that plastic piece that I showed you right back here. So little cool hit. And Light Strike, this is my first experience with it. I have worn the shoe. As far as comfort goes, I'll touch on that for a minute. I haven't personally really worn any basketball shoes in recent years. So putting these on, the first thing I realized was they're very comfortable. So while I haven't played in them, Light Strike does feel like it's got a lot of cushion to it, a lot of bounce, and just overall comfort levels, definitely 9 out of 10 just walking around casually. I can't really talk about playing in them because I don't have any experience yet, but just comfort wise, I will give them a 9 out of 10, 8.8, 8.9, somewhere around there if you want to get super technical. It is a very comfortable shoe, so something to keep in mind. Heading down to the outsole, you've got a completely translucent outsole, and you can see the pattern that does run along there. Obviously looks like a pattern that would definitely give you a bit of traction on the court. We'll pick up the alternate shoe, take a look at this one since there's nothing stuck to it. And you can see right there, the pink Harden logo right underneath the arch of the shoe. And as far as the breakdown goes, that's pretty much everything, guys. I was very pleased with it. Like I said, I don't pick up a lot of ball shoes, and I just wanted to pick these up. James Harden's a spectacular player. I love watching him. I'd say he's probably top 5 if I had to pick people that I appreciate and dudes who are just down with the game. So shout out to James, shout out to Adidas. I feel like this collaboration with them is probably the best yet. I haven't been a huge fan of any of his previous shoes. I did pick up the first ones and I never did a review on them just because I wasn't too keen on them. So that does conclude my breakdown of the Adidas Harden Volume 4 in the pink bubblegum. I'm gonna call them bubblegum just because they remind me of bubblegum, but nonetheless, that's them. So once again, we went over the materials. Price point, $130. I do think that's very reasonable for a basketball shoe, especially when it comes to something that you're gonna be actually playing in and needing the performance, durability, stability from. I would definitely give it a try. Again, if you want some sort of crazy in-depth review, go check out Nightwing on YouTube and all of the socials. He's the man, shout out to him. Outside of that, comfort, like I said, 8.5, 9 out of 10, very comfortable shoe. And yeah, guys, if you have any more questions, leave them down below. I will do my damnedest to answer all of them. And I almost forgot, as far as sizing goes, guys, true to size. I wear a 10.5, I picked up a 10.5, a little bit of room, and I think that's kind of what you want in a basketball shoe. You don't want to be too snug up there in the toe box. Definitely want a little room for your toes to wiggle around and make some moves while you're playing ball. So definitely true to size. Again, 10.5 was perfect for me, and that's good to know because Adidas is just all over the place with their sizing. So good to know when a shoe is true to size. So I apologize for missing that earlier. Thanks again for watching, guys. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, helps the video, helps the channel grow tremendously. Again, I'm RJ, thanks for watching. Peace out.